Hey guys, welcome to the Winglight Academy. And on this episode, we'll try to focus on how to using the E6B flight computer to calculating the density altitude. So at this point, I'm assuming you have already had a basic understanding of what is a flight computer is, how this thing works, and what is the density altitude and what is pressure altitude is. Okay, so we won't dig into those explanation in this video, and rather than just focus on the technical portion of how to calculating the density altitude from the pressure altitude. Basically talking about how do we using the flight computer to derive those numbers. Okay, so without further ado, let's dig into it. We have example questions like scenario we're going to use for this in this video. So I will put a pressure altitude calculation equation on the screen, and as you can see, also we'll have the scenario with a airport elevation set at 5,100 feet and with outside air temperature which is 5 degrees Celsius and with our temperature setting 3002. Okay, so if you're able to using the pressure altitude equation posted on the screen, then you can find out the pressure altitude from the given numbers, and for this scenario is 5,000 feet. Okay, so with 5,000 feet pressure altitude is given, then we can actually look at those windows on our E6B. Once again, and for questions like calculating the density altitude, or later on the backside of how to calculating your ground speed and true heading, E6B provide all the instructions. Okay, and for the density altitude pressure derived from the pressure altitude, it also has a instructions listed down below. Okay, so let's using our scenario. We have said the pressure altitude is 5,000 feet, and now the outside air temperature is 5 degrees. The first step we need to do is, as we're familiar with density altitude concept, is derived from the pressure altitude with non-standard temperature. So we gotta use those two information to find out what is our density altitude is. So in this case, we must align that 5,000 feet with the outside temperature together. Okay, as we can see on the top of the arc, or top of this pressure altitude window, is temperature information, and inside of the pressure altitude window, all the altitude is indicated with thousands of feet. So now we know the pressure altitude is 5,000 feet. We're going to turn this wheel and align with 5 degrees Celsius. Okay, align with 5 degrees Celsius to our, it's about right here, 5 degrees Celsius. Remember, to the left is a plus, to the right is negative. So 5 degrees Celsius align with 5,000 feet. Okay, then you can see 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So each little small tick is 5 degrees. And so align with 5 degrees with 5,000 feet. Now you can read directly from this white arrow for the density altitude indicated with 5,000 feet for the density altitude. Okay, so I will put the density altitude equation on the screen as well, and you can actually cross-check with your E6B technique to the actual mathematic calculation, see if they're aligned with the results. Okay, all right guys, and that's for today's density altitude E6B calculation. See you until next time. Bye.